Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Into the Square, your social issues and current affairs podcast. I'm your host Sanjog, and today we have Bishop, Bidan, and Kishore. Say hi, guys.
Yo, what's
Hello.
up?
Hi guys. What's up? What's up?
How are you guys doing after the day? After the day of you know what happened.
Yo, it's
The
Uh,
nightmare
man,
day. The
no.
nightmare day.
Oh,
Yeah, but
man.
it's still
It's
coming.
not. It's not.
It's 28,
It's not coming out.
2022.
It came and
Let's just
2022
say,
Qatar. We're gonna be there for it.
it,
uh,
it came Rome and it's gonna stay in Rome, bro.
It's
Allow it.
coming home next
Let's-
year.
let's just say I switched side in it. I switched side now. That's what. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
let's go.
I was in that side.
All right, let's go. So basically, today's topic is quite, it's quite important because we're talking about the opening of July 19th. And obviously, it's a big thing, because there has been a lot of things that have opened up since like February, March time. But I think the ultimate opening up is July 19th, and your clubs are going to open up. All the restrictions out there is going to be lifted and everything. So, and we can gather as much people as we want around our houses and everything. So I think this is actually the big step for us, for the country. And yeah, so what do you guys think about that? Do you think is this too early, or should we be opening up later on, or what's your main suggestions?
So I think it is. It's been long time, that we've discussed about when is the right time to open, and I think it now is the right time now. I mean, there are still loads of cases. I know that cases are going up, but the death rate doesn't seem to be going up. And then we also have to consider what not opening up means. So a lot of the healthcare services have been compromised. So when we talk about outpatient clinics or elective surgeries, these have been so delayed, and you have to weigh up how many lives this has affected compared to how many lives opening up COVID will have. And I think we're at that point where it has tipped the balance, where opening up would probably have a better impact on healthcare than not opening up.
Yeah, that's a very good
Yeah.
point, I think.
I was gonna say, it's gone from June 21 to like July 19, and then I was scared they're gonna like move it down again to like a different to a different date again. But I'm happy it's actually happening like now. Obviously, we have to be cautious about it as well. And I know, like it says, you don't have to wear masks and stuff anymore. But I would still carry on wearing masks, and I would still carry on like following these regulations. But I would be like going out and stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? And then, yeah, I'm my birthday's soon as well, so I'm just excited to go out, man, partying it up outside. So yeah, so I guess I'm like glad, but also cautious about like opening up. I wouldn't want cases to go up again. I wouldn't want like death rates and like obviously hospital admissions to go up. But then at the same time, it's like we've been locked in for like what's it called for it feels like 2 years now. Like it's like a year and a bit, 18 months or so. And then
Yeah.
obviously like some stuff have been opening up, like obviously bars opened like last month, and then like recently, like I feel like we haven't really like regulations haven't really been followed as much. Do you know what I mean? Like even yesterday everyone was out, like sporting events are back, so it's like kind of feels like like most of the things are like already happening, like so I feel it's just like the right like step in the right direction. So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I think everyone here is probably on like the similar lines of like we're just all like tired of like lockdown now, and we want to like go back into normality. But I think like maybe like I feel like maybe we're like maybe rushing into this as well, because like we've said, oh, June 21st, we've said like these times where everything's gonna be free, and then yet we're still there's still a delay of like things. So like while I do want like everything to be open, because I'm sick of it, and I'm sure everyone else is here sick of it, but I feel like still needs to be like extra cautious, like with the whole like, oh, no masks thing. I feel like that's very stupid, because I feel like we should still be wearing we still like now, especially more than ever, feel like we should still be wearing masks, especially in like public transport, like the tube and stuff, where like like in the summertime it can get so packed, and it can get so like congested with like everyone's heat, and like everyone's like breathing in the same air. So I feel like wearing masks in those like situations, there should be a regulation to do that, because like even if COVID isn't a thing, like wearing a mask is like it's like a responsible thing to do. Like if you're coughing, you're like you don't want to spread germs, just wear a mask, like, and then you'll be calm in it. But yeah, that's what I think. I think just be a bit more cautious,
Yeah.
and when and where we like want to open things up.
Yeah, I think like the government have taken the stance of like giving us the right to choose if we want to wear these masks,
Yeah.
or giving us the right to like make our own decisions. But it seems, I don't know, for me personally as well, it seems a bit premature still to open up with everything. Fair enough, like we can have like instead of 6 people, make it 15, instead of or in like restaurants, make it 30 people, whatever, you know what I mean. So I think there was still another step that could have that we could have had
Yeah.
before everything was opened up. Now, so I think, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be scary times as well. But also, yeah, you have to look into the economic side of things as well, and having like opening up nightclubs, opening up bars, restaurants, everything. Like it does help boost the economy. Like even yesterday, there was, I don't know, I just saw randomly somewhere as well. Like just having the football yesterday, I boosted like about I think it's 2 to 4 billion. I remember it was 2 or 4 billion.
Damn.
They were
Yeah,
that's
3
what they were
billion, I think.
Yeah, they were expecting that just from one day of having everything opening up and people going out. So it just shows how much we need people to be going out just to recover from this massive economic crisis. So I think, yeah, you have to balance it both ways. And now even like if you get into the like the future stuff, like vaccination has helped a lot, and I think that's the only main thing that has made people that has allowed government to open up as well. So I think that just changed.
Yeah,
that just
that's true.
changed the picture quite a lot. Even if people are getting COVID, even if they are being hospitalized, it's not like they're it's not resulting to death also. So I think that's the main reason. And also people have now had the opportunities to get the vaccines as well, haven't they? So like it's their fault if they don't want to get the vaccines. It's up to them. They have the option, but they're not choosing to. So yeah, we'll get into that later anyway. But before that, what you guys are excited about doing the most? As soon as it opens up, anything you got plans, or you said Bilan, you said you got your birthday coming up. Any plans for that?
Yeah, as in I haven't really decided anything yet, but I'm just saying I'm just excited. Like, what's it called? The main thing is just being able to like do everything. You know how like when there's a restriction there, when someone tells you can't do something, you want to do that thing even more. So I think that's what the main thing is, like just the
Yeah.
restriction going away. Like I don't think I'm gonna like go out on the I don't know. Maybe we'll go into this later, but I wouldn't probably go out on the first day or whatever. I would definitely wait till I get my second vaccine too. I've got my first dose now, by the way. If anyone, I'm not advocating the vaccine, but I would suggest you guys do go and get a vaccine. Go and follow the government
I am
guidelines. www. I don't know. We'll put it in the description below. So anyway, yeah. So yeah. So obviously,
You mean I will?
yeah. I mean, yeah. Kishore will. But obviously, I'm telling him to do it anyway. Yeah. So obviously, I've got my first vaccine now, and I'll wait until I get my second vaccine until I know I'm like fully like calm, and then I'm probably gonna go out. I'm not in a rush to go out, but as in like it's still gonna be exciting to like finally see everything open up. And then I work in like a bar as well, so obviously that has been affected quite a lot. So and plus I feel like everyone just coming into the bars, and like I just wanna like go out maybe, and then like just chill, just like go back to how things were before, like just go back to normality, innit? I feel like we've been living like this for like however long, so I think I'm just excited about that. I probably won't even go out on the first day. Probably can't find tickets to go out anyway, so.
True, that's
It's gonna
another
be
problem as well.
So mad, it's gonna be so
Yeah.
bad.
The one thing that I like really can't like wait to do is like do like spontaneous things, because I feel like everywhere now you have to like book places, you have to book a table. You can't just be like, oh, let's go to a bar, let's go out just like that. You can't do that because you have to like book people, and then like you have to find like it can't be more than 6 people, and then you have to maybe book 2 people. That's what the thing with the England match. Like we couldn't, like when we wanted to watch it, like the semi-finals, even in Liverpool, it was so stressful just to like find like a pub that shows it that's free, and it's just really annoying. And so I think I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to clubs. I'm not gonna lie, but like just like having that freedom of spontaneity again, like just being like, oh, let's go there, let's go this. We can't really do that right now. So I think that's one thing that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, so for me, I don't think it will affect like what I do on a weekly basis that much. Just because what is like left to open is just the big events like clubbing, like big weddings, like big gatherings like music events and all that. And like that, these aren't sort of things that you sort of do like regularly. Especially for me, like clubbing is not like I barely go. Like even if it was open, I would barely go. Maybe like once a month or like once every. So it's so rare for me to go anyway. So I don't really think it would change much. But maybe like in the summer, if you want to barbecue in your garden or something, just knowing that it's all legal, just like that would be one thing that I'll be looking forward to.
Yeah, I think personally for me, I think holidays, but holidays are the ones that
Yeah.
I've been missing a lot, especially because we didn't get anywhere last summer as well, and even this summer. I don't know. Even if it's opening up, it seems like it's still a bit shady everywhere across because all the other countries have to be okay as well to go there, not isolate, come back, not isolate. So it's still going to be quite uncertain where we go or like, if we go anywhere. But definitely, I think for me, holidays are the ones that like I'm really looking forward to, man. Let's just getting out somewhere into the beach, having a nice sun, you know what I mean? So that kind of stuff, I'm really looking forward to that kind of thing. It's been a slog, man. This 18 months has just been a slog, and you
Let's
just want
go to UK beach.
you can do, yeah. I mean, even that, we can fully just do that, and then you know what I mean. Like, today you could do
Don't
it,
have to worry.
huh?
Are we saying what are we saying into the square link up abroad? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Is that a
That
possibility?
might be a little teaser.
It's a little teaser.
No.
Into the
Yeah.
square takes on Europe or something, and then
Oh,
we'll put
yeah.
the episode out there, you know. But no, I was gonna say, you know what? Yeah, you know when he said that, I was like, oh, what do I miss that I haven't been able to do completely? And I was like, you know what? I don't personally don't smoke. Obviously, you guys know this, but my friends do love to smoke shisha a lot. So I would just want to go out.
Oh.
It's a vibe, you know, like just like chilling outside, doing
Yeah.
all these like events.
You
as
just
well.
like watching them.
Yeah,
I just like watching them
enjoy,
smoke.
I enjoy the view, but obviously I don't participate.
Enjoy
in
that. You do that. You enjoy the smell, innit? The smell's really good.
Watching
as
the
well.
clouds and shit.
And just the
Yeah,
vibe,
watching the
like
clouds
you
get
know,
formed.
like they have I
Yeah.
don't really know about the shisha, but I know they have really good like milkshakes and stuff. So I obviously go for that,
Oh.
and then that's what I've been missing. So I think that I'm excited about as well. I just wanted to put it out there, innit?
Yeah, and if you guys don't know, Bidan's one of Bidan's bucket list thing is to try a milkshake from every shisha place in different countries.
It's different. There's bare different flavors in it. The bare different
Yeah,
flavors.
so that's the main
milkshakes.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll let you passively
Yeah.
smoke in peace, bro. It's fine.
I'll watch you guys.
Second hand smoke.
I'll
yes.
just-
Second hand smoke.
I'll just be chilling, bro.
No worries, bro. All right. So a bit more serious things. So obviously the UK it's the first country to open up such like a big thing, open up fully. And it's if you look at America, you look at even like Australia now as well, and other parts of Europe, they haven't got this, opening up planning anytime soon either. So what do you think? Do you think we might be to going into it too quick, or do you think we should be following countries like US or Germany or anything like that have taken like a more like a cautious approach still?
Wasn't New Zealand like before it fully opened up like everything except for like travel restrictions? Wasn't New Zealand one of the first countries that like had no restrictions or something?
Yeah, I think New Zealand had. They managed COVID very well anyway, and I think they had very low cases of COVID, and I think they definitely opened. They had like a corridor between Australia and New Zealand. I'm pretty sure about that. I think that's what you're referring to. I doubt you could still go to New Zealand, let's say from UK or something.
No, but I'm saying like people in New Zealand, like everything was like open in New Zealand except for like travel. Obviously, I couldn't go to New Zealand.
Yeah.
But like people in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Like the restrictions for them weren't. I don't think they were lifted quite early.
Well,
I think. Yeah.
Go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think that's just because they had very low COVID rates. I think it makes sense for them to open it because it's very low COVID rates. But yeah, what were you gonna say, be done?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, and I was just
Go
gonna
on.
say I mean, to be fair, UK is kind of like the first, but also like how China, like they opened up time ago, and I think life has been like back to normal there. And even America, like, I mean, yeah, they're in. I don't know if they're even in lockdown. Like, I just see people just doing a madness in America too. So I don't know. I just feel like these countries haven't really like taken it seriously anyway. And obviously, I'm guessing China would like its vaccination program. I'm not too sure on the facts and the figures of that. It's like a very like what's it called you don't really know the figures there in it, but and then America as well, they vaccinated like so many people in there too, and then I think Israel too. They're like starting to open up a lot of things as well. I remember seeing like a post somewhere about Israel opening up too. But then all these countries have like had the vaccination like a program, like a effective vaccination program. So I guess that's where like that's why they've been able to open, and obviously UK is just following suit as well, or maybe it could even be like a trailblazer, and then I just show these countries as well like, oh yeah, like we had all these cases, like UK was one of the most effective countries before, and then obviously for us to go from that to now like vaccinate like nearly like most of the population. I'm guessing like over 70% have had like their first dose in the UK or something like that, and then
Yeah, it's over 85 now even.
yeah, so
That's sick.
yeah, over 85 adults though, right? So obviously, so
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
yeah, with that, so yeah, I guess that's why, and then obviously it can provide other countries with hope too, like knowing that oh, because the UK did this, they can obviously do something similar. So yeah.
And I think so. Boris made like an announcement about UK having one of the highest vaccination rates in Europe, other than Malta, which is like a tiny country. So it's easier for them to get a higher vaccination rate. So I guess we are leading in terms of the big countries in how many people, what percentage of people are vaccinated in the country. So I guess it's not a shock that we're the first ones to open up as well.
Yeah, it does make sense, doesn't it? Because
I-
yeah, go on, Kishore.
I feel like we still need there still needs to be like an area of caution, because we have seen examples of countries like opening up and then like being like brought back into lockdown again. Like for example, India and Nepal, like they were like but they were like fully like they were like reasonably open, like everything was like opening up, but then like the Indian variant came, and like or the Delta variant, and then I think because of that, like maybe they opened up too prematurely, because like they just want everything open. So I think we need to like look at countries that have failed as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's actually a good input because obviously you need to learn from other countries as well, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. And also like you see countries like China having like fully open, but look at how they've like managed to like open up things, like because of their government, how controlling it is. That's the only way for them to like open up fully, because like everyone in China has
Yeah.
to like follow these regulations, because there's less freedom there, because it's like a communist country.
Mm.
So I think like I think we are doing well, but we need to like be on the side of caution, where like we need to allow people's freedoms, but not to the extent where we'll go back repeating ourselves as well.
No, I was gonna add on though. To be fair, though, the government have said, oh, these regulations they have been opened up now, but then they could easily just like go back and then revoke all these like all these like regulations being removed. So I guess like the government is kind of keeping on top of that, and then obviously I think they've learned a lot from like you know when they did like the whole eat out to help out in August and all that. I think they have
Yeah,
learned a little bit.
that was-
We're hoping anyway. So yeah, so as long as like they can obviously move and adapt to like the situation at hand, I think it should be fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, hopefully, yeah.
Mm.
Hopefully they help. Okay, so I think obviously it's going to open up now. So how do you actually feel about living with COVID? Because obviously, just think about it, right? Like the rates of COVID right now is actually so much higher, or about the same as it was in the first wave, and your behavior then.
Yeah.
And everyone was so cautious, everyone was so worried and like scared and everything. But now the rates are still the same, but we're just very more open to it. So how do you feel about later on with like living with COVID? Do you think it'll be like same as living with a flu influenza, or do you think it'll be different? So how do you feel about that?
I think, like, yeah, obviously, like in the start of like lockdown, I think everyone was just like really anxious. We were like really like scared. We didn't know like what like COVID actually was, and like there was a lot of like misinformation being like thrown around about like what it actually is, what the symptoms are, and like we didn't know much about it. Now I think we can be a little bit less, that we can like ease it in, even though like the cases are rising, like the deaths are definitely gone down lower, the hospitalization's definitely gone down low. We know how to deal with like symptoms now. We've got vaccines, we've got all these other things that are like bringing us hope, and then like bringing us like this way out sort of thing. So I think we can definitely take a breather now, like compared to like last year, I think.
Hmm.
Mm,
Okay.
Uh,
and also certain cultural things because of COVID are going to be normal. For example, like
yeah.
before, like if someone wore a mask, for example, during flu season in like December, January, you'd think like, what the hell are they doing? Like, you think it's like an overkill. But now, I feel like if someone does wear a mask, it will just be like accepted. Like they wouldn't even, no one would bat an eyelid. Um, Another thing is with what Kicho said about us being less anxious. I just wonder, opening up, we're just looking at from our perspective. You know, like we're all like 23, 22, 23, 24,
Mm,
and we know that the death rates now are like 0.01%, or so quite little for someone of our age. But
yeah.
but we have to consider, like, imagine older people who are like in their 70s and 80s, where the death rate is like 15%. Like if you knew that you had a 15% chance of dying if you caught COVID, you might have a different perspective on COVID, especially now
Mm.
with all the data that there's such a high death rate for people of older age range. So we need to take that into consideration as well, I guess.
Yeah, that's a very important
Yeah,
opinion.
that was a good point actually.
I think like with like the death rate, we do need to like take into consideration, but because like I think because of these vaccines and the way we're like dealing with it now, I don't think it's that big of a deal as it was like before,
Mhm.
because like we know like these vaccines work, and like they can protect, because the vaccines, they're not really for us, are they? They're really for like the vulnerable people. They're for like the the older generation of people who are at more risk of like getting it. It is for us as well, but it's more for them, like to like protect them. So I think we can, even with them, we can like take a breather with them as well.
Yeah.
So with the vaccination, so there's the vaccination that we have now is already that the Delta variant is less effective. Um, we're less effectively protected against the Delta variant. So and that is within 6 months of mutation time. So imagine like 1 year time, will this still protect us? Or will there be another variant that will be resistant
Yeah,
to the antibodies we produce for the vaccine
yeah.
given now?
That's why I think we should probably have like booster shots. Like Boris was saying, like they were like thinking about doing booster shots that would like keep up the dosage, so we have like we can deal with these mutations, we can deal with these variants. I think
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because I think that is another way out. Like
Yeah.
Might be like a
with that,
influenza sort of vaccine where they have to
yeah,
give you
it's like yeah, that's that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but I think, personally, from my point of view, I think I don't think COVID will never be as like seen as like just a flu or just like a respiratory
No.
infection. Just because the consequences of having COVID, it's not just like you just get sick for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and it's fine. Loads of people have long COVID. The complications that you get from it later on in your lives is a lot worse, and compared to, obviously, definitely compared to influenza. So I think it would never be the same. And in terms of keeping up with the variants, like for example, if you look at what we do with flu, like we give a booster jab, like, and because we just predict what variant's going to be in the UK based on Australia or Japan, what they've had in the earlier on. So, but to do that for COVID, it's very hard to do. For example, if you have a Delta variant coming out today, it will take at least 4, 5, 6 months for a vaccine to be still come out, and to be
Yeah.
in the market just to give straight away. It's not like it's come out today and you can just give it next week. It's not like that. So I think to match against the variants, it's still going to be very difficult. So for what that period of time when the vaccine is not, it doesn't work against, like let's say another variant comes out, but like for like 4 or 5 months time, what would you do then? Do you have another lockdown, or do you carry on and risk people getting hospitalized, dying from COVID? So I think we're not out of the woods anytime soon. I think until we can fight against many variants that comes out in the next 1 or 2 years, then I think we'll be in a better position to be like finally be sure we would never have lockdowns from COVID. I think that's my personal point of view. I think.
Yeah.
I guess the general consensus is that we're not quite sure about what the future holds, and what the government
Mhm.
needs to do is adapt. To be able to adapt really quickly to or when the data comes out, and adapt quickly and make good decisions to optimize the public health basically.
Yeah. It's gonna be very cool. Like careful. We have to be very careful in the future. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's kind of like not trying to get into like the politics of it, but then like, I don't know if the government like we have in the UK right now is capable of that. So that's not what's scary about it as well.
That's another. That's
Yeah,
another
that's what I was
topic
saying.
for
I don't want to
another
get into that,
episode.
Yeah.
but I was just I was sorry, I was laughing earlier because Gisha and what's it called, Bishop, which is referring to Boris, like the Prime Minister, just Boris, and I was like, as if that he's your mate, and then like you watched the football with him yesterday. So I just found that a little bit funny, but yeah, sorry. My bad.
Bojo, innit? Bojo.
Bojo.
Yeah.
Bojo.
Oh man, okay. All right. So we've been talking about vaccinations then, and obviously, the government has different policies for people that are vaccinated for the people compared to the people that aren't. Firstly,
Yeah.
I think right now, from my point of view, like I don't know why people are still not taking the vaccines. And do you think those people that aren't taking the vaccines, do you think they should be not punished, but like limited in the sense that they shouldn't be allowed to go to clubs, for example, they shouldn't be allowed to travel abroad, or come back from somewhere and not have to isolate, stuff like that. So where do you stand with distinguishing or like treating people that are vaccinated compared to people that are not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, like what's it called? I think like in Nottingham and stuff, I knew a lot of people that I know a lot of people that have been vaccinated and stuff. But I've come to London and it's like a lot of people are saying, oh, like they don't want to get vaccinated or this, that, and the other. And I was confused as to why this was. And then they don't have a reason themselves. They just think, oh yeah, no, I don't trust it. Or it's like things like, oh, the vaccine was made in like an hour and a half. The vaccine was made in like a year and a bit, so it's like, so they're a little bit skeptical of the whole thing, and they know how vaccines are meant to take like 10, 15 years. But I was thinking like, COVID, like I mean, I don't know too many details about it, but then obviously like, it's like a variation of like a different virus that was around before. I'm guessing that all these like companies already researching on like SARS and MERS. Anyway, so it's like probably like a similar, like they probably had like a easy shortcut way of making a vaccine because of that. But I just find that very stupid. I mean, each their own. But as in, I just think if you want to be doing all these things, and like the good thing is the government kind of hasn't said, oh, you're going to be forced to take the vaccine, but they've come out with a scheme of like vaccination passports and all these things. So I guess like that kind of will force them to do it. And if you don't, in case you don't want to get the vaccine, you can't do a lot of like these fun things. So surely like yeah, like eventually you want to go and get it, and then, but then I'm just gonna be laughing like when they think, oh, now I want to go on a holiday, and then they have to like wait 12 weeks or 8 weeks for their second dose, and then what, like, or like what's it called, when like obviously soon it's like the booster jabs are happening maybe in September or like October, November, and then like there might be a shortage in that. So what then in it? So I'll just say just take it when you can, bro. Like it's just because like it's like a privilege to even get the vaccine anyway. There's a lot of countries around the world that haven't even got like the same like
true.
vaccine, and they're living in fear, and like obviously the vaccine doesn't make you like invincible to the virus, but obviously like it goes a long way towards helping you from not catching it. And also like even like, and obviously like I know it doesn't like yeah, do you know what I mean? So I just think you might as well take it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned why like people are skeptical of like taking the vaccine. I think it's because like there's such a distrust with the government, like even not in like any government, but just like not just like this government, but I mean like government in general. I don't think people like trust like what the government gives out, what they provide for us. They have like these skeptical views of like, oh, they've put microchips in our. I don't know. It sounds very stupid, but people like actually believe this. Like they're putting microchips in our vaccines, and they're trying to track us and stuff. But like people, it sounds true. Yeah, you're laughing, but people actually believe in it, and that's what worries me. I feel like because they don't take what the government says seriously. They think they know better from like reading Facebook articles and stuff like that. And I think that's like one of the main reasons, because there's always been anti-vaxxers. It's not just with COVID. Before it was like what was it, like I think it was like what was it that they were like, oh, the vaccines give you gave my
The
children
MMR,
autism
the
or
MMR
something.
vaccine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
MMR.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's been going on for like time. I think it's just people don't trust the government, and I feel like you should trust the government. Why would they do like stuff like this? I feel like you need to be skeptical of the government and like what the choices they've made,
Yeah.
but you should have some level of trust, because if you don't, like, how can we function as a society
Yeah.
when you can't even trust the people like running it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think so Vidal made a good point about if we do have these restrictions, then it would encourage people to go. So I would agree in the sense that there should be a difference in the way we treat people that are vaccinated and not vaccinated, just because it will mean that more people would probably get vaccinated if there are certain restrictions to not being vaccinated. And it's also it's crazy like how like misinformation, like how much misinformation people believe. So normally we just think it's like Nepalese aunties here and their WhatsApp group and on their Facebook news that believe all this misinformation.
Mhm.
But COVID has just shown us like how prone like people are. Like I
Yeah.
remember just watching a TikTok video. Yeah, so do you know how? So Kisra was mentioning that the microchip thing, where like this. So this woman like makes a TikTok video where she puts like a barcode here, like she hides the barcode. Have you seen
Oh
that? And then
no, no, yeah, I've
like
seen.
tries to scan
No,
this
I've
hand, and then she scans the vaccinated hand, but there's clearly a barcode there. And then like obviously the machine bleeps. And then
Oh
some
my
people
God.
are bound to believe
no,
that. Like some people will actually believe, oh, there's a microchip there.
no. There was. I've seen another video of this woman. She was going into like some court, like some government like hearing or something, where they're like you can speak like freely in America, and then she was like, oh, the vaccines made me magnetic, and she was getting like spoons and she was like sticking it to her head and be like, look, it's magnetic, and it would just fall off. I'm like, how? Like, how are you that
Nah.
stupid?
Do you know what's funny? Yeah, like people would easily drink that Tesco Value Coke, but won't take the vaccine. And it's
Yeah.
so and the thing is, like you're like, okay, fair enough, you don't want to trust the government and stuff, but like people, like some people are like their livelihood has gone towards making these vaccines. Like people have gone to uni,
Exactly.
studied for how many years, become like a biologist or I don't know, whoever makes these vaccines. Yeah,
Chemist, biologist.
I don't know but imagine like these that have put their life and soul into making these vaccines, and then for people to come out and just say, oh yeah, you're putting 5G. And the thing is, it's laughable, but then like it's like, bro, like if the government want to track you, they're already tracking you for your phones and all these things anyway. So you might as well
Exactly.
there's no way you can like avoid like being tracked like per se. Do you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
it's just very funny to me.
Yeah.
But,
I think you guys raised really good points there. I think because it's weird for me because I was literally just vaccinating the other day as well in the weekend, and there was a guy. It was in a park, and there was a guy with like a megaphone just right next to it where everyone was queuing up. He was just saying some stuff that you just wouldn't never even think of, like so stuff like you were saying, like the vaccine contains fetal, like baby feces, and it's gonna attain something intoxicating to your blood and stuff like that. You're gonna have blood clots from that and stuff like that, like just random stuff that he's just chatting. And yeah, so and the thing, yeah, like you guys said as well, is people do believe in that because of the mistrust that they have with the government. But I think people have to realize that it's not. Don't listen to the government, fair enough, but listen to the scientists, because they're not gonna say the wrong things. They're not gonna say stuff that are just randomly false, because they've had years and years and years of experience in this, and they always tell you the truth. Obviously, the government twists it, and they may not take on the scientific advice all the time. But with the vaccine stuff, come on, it's legit. It's shown now, even like into like how many deaths it's prevented. Even though the cut of cases are high, the deaths are still very low because of the vaccine, nothing else. So I think people just need to just trust the scientists, man. Okay, fair enough, you don't like Bojo, calm, I could deal with that, but no, come on, man. Scientists know what they're on about. But yeah,
I'll just you know what I was gonna add as well, by the way, like anyone that is listening and isn't vaccinated, we're not like just bashing you here. We're just saying that from our point of view, why it makes sense to get a vaccine. Obviously, you can do yourself, and then you don't have to. You have a choice to not get a vaccine. Yeah, fair enough. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, like I was just saying, we were just saying how it's like, so it's just one jab, but it takes like it takes like 5 minutes to do it as well. Like
Yeah.
I went to a walk-in center, like, I didn't book anything. I didn't have to just went in, just gave my details, boom, did the vaccine, and just came back home. Like obviously I was affected the next day, But it's so easy, and it's just like, why won't you do it? And obviously now it will even allow you to go to all these places. Like you can go on holiday because of it. You can like do all
Yeah.
these things, and we're coming out of lockdown for a reason, and you still don't want to like do it. Like, do you want to go back into lockdown or something? Do you know what I mean? So it's just like I was just trying to say, yeah, like get it, but then it's just our opinion here, and obviously we don't want to come across as if like we're bashing you for not getting a vaccine or like how it's like it's all good, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think after talking to a lot of people that have been hesitant to get the vaccine, I think the main reason has been the side effects like that off the vaccine, and obviously it's been, especially the AstraZeneca vaccine, has been publicized as a lot to get the blood clots and things. So I think it's put people off even more than they were already. So I think they just have to understand like the risk from the vaccine is a lot less. Fair enough, no vaccine is 100% safe. Nothing is 100% safe. You know, in any medication is not 100% safe, but the risks from the vaccine is a lot less than the risk from COVID itself. So you'd rather have the vaccine than have COVID itself. So that's the main thing you have to weigh up before, you know, people decide if they don't want to have the vaccine, you know. Yeah. I think we can go on this for a long time, but yeah, shall we move on, yeah?
Yeah.
So in terms of, obviously we've had this lockdown for 18 months, like we said, and most of it has been negative, we all know. And it's affected us. It's affected our mental health. It's affected, you know, our livelihoods and everything. But do we think we can at least take a one or two positives from this time, and you know that we can even apply? Like I know Bishop said something about like, you know, putting on masks when you have a cold. Like we could start doing that stuff now. People are more educated in this thing, so we could do that. But anything else that you may miss or you would like to take forward from what you've learned in these, you know, 18 months, let's say?
What I'm gonna miss, is online classes. So you could have before 9 a.m. would be like a nightmare, where you have to wake up at like 7:30, you get ready, then go. Well, now, so boom, you wake up
as if you ever went, bro.
Yeah, now, I mean, I'm more likely to, engage in the 9 a.m.s now. So boom, you wake up at 8:56, go brush your teeth, 2 minutes, open up your laptop. You know, you can just wake up so late and then still be like. Ready
don't worry,
for the
bro. Your lecturer won't be able to smell your breath, bro. You don't have to brush But yeah,
nah.
Gotta make sure my teeth aren't looking yellow in it for the Zoom video.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know what I'm gonna miss? I'm just gonna miss like the hygiene as well. Like, bro, like not like before. Like I think I've just said it in passing conversation before too. Like, imagine like in school, we used to like play with some dusty ball and then like just like put your hand everywhere, and then like on the bus too, like just touching that up everything, and then like before, you don't even wash your hands, you just go to a chicken and chip shop and then like just get some wings and chips and start munching it with your hand as well. Like I remember like, and then all of that, and then even like
bro, adds the flavor, bro.
It's when the boss man does it as well, right?
The boss man will be like,
What he just coughs in it, and then that adds more flavor.
No, but I'm just saying, like, just like in terms of hygiene, like that was so poor, like, and then it's not just when I was at school as well. Like I wouldn't like think twice. Like if I'm out, like obviously I've been touching a lot of like what's it called, touch points. Yeah, even when I'm going out, and then like someone will be like, oh, do you want this? And then I'll be like, yeah, go on. And then I just like put my hand in, like take it out and eat, or even like when you eat chewing gum and stuff. Yeah, that's just so nasty. When you think about it now, like obviously looking back, I'm just like, oh, I did it then. It's fine, but yeah, it was so nasty. So I was just like, yeah, once we like sorry, once we now I feel like going forward, I'll just like be wary of that, like maybe carry a sanitizer or whatever. So yeah, I think that's like the main thing I'll take away from it as well. And then I think probably just miss being at home, like in furlough, just playing games, like just chilling, you know. I think that's another thing for me that I'll miss. But yeah, and 9 a.m. too. But
I think
that's for me.
What I would miss the most is, I think, be like when we were doing like lockdown, we had like the when we were allowed like one exercise a day. I remember. Do you guys remember in the summer?
My
like,
God, that's so mad. Yeah.
We were allowed to go once, and then I remember I was just walking around my my area, and I was appreciating how like how nice everything looked, and like because it was the summer, it was hot, it was nice, like skies were blue. I just appreciated nature more. Like I appreciated like being able to have like these little freedoms.
Yeah.
And I found a love. I enjoyed like
Yo.
walking. Like
He's found a bird that he's loving. That's what he's saying. When the birds chirps in, chirps in, chirp. Well, I can't even say it. When the birds chirping as well. I was about to say chirpsing.
No, you know what? You know how like in Liverpool and all these like places they say like, oh, that bird looking fit, like this. Took it like literally and like, birds, bro.
Nah, but I just started to appreciate nature more, and I started to enjoy that one like recommended daily walk or daily exercise.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more because before then it was all restricted. You couldn't even leave your house. You could only leave your house for like essentials. Now you had that one freedom. I started to appreciate it, and like maybe we took it for granted. I think before.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. I think I agree with pretty much everything you guys have said as well. Like, I think I'm definitely gonna, like, not take for granted what I have, all the freedom that we have, everything that we could just do just freely without even knowing. When it gets taken away from you, that's when you realize what you're missing, really. So I think, I think definitely going forward, that's gonna be definitely in our minds.
We're sounding like newly released prisoners.
I was gonna say, and like empty train carriages as well. You know, like whenever you travel, like all the train carriages are empty, the buses are empty.
True. Yeah.
Like no one comes and sit. No one needs to come and sit next to you. Like, you know, even though the buses like are kind of getting packed, no one before, like there would be like 10 seats free. Someone will come and sit next to you. But now like people like avoid sitting next to each other too. I mean, I think in London it's like pretty much gone back to normal. But and also like you know how like just like how greenhouse like impacts or whatever like had gone down because of like everyone's being inside. Like obviously no one's driving as much and stuff like that. So obviously that was good of it, even though like a lot of people passed away, and obviously rest in peace to those fallen as well.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Thank you.
So yeah, I think with that being said, let's wrap this up with another segment of Into the Square. Yeah, so who's
going? Is it me?
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you go.
I think it's you.
You go, bro.
Your favorite plant
with his fucking pot.
Huh? Who's the question? Who's
Your
the
plant
question
pot.
for? Who's the question for? Make sure you tell us before.
Don't pick me again. I'm the one to be picked again.
Nah, bro, he picked me last time.
Yeah, this guy's gonna snake.
I'll pick this one.
He'll snake anyone.
Oh
Oh no!
Yeah.
It's a good one.
no, this is a good one actually. It's not that bad.
Oh, stop it!
I think it's an interesting one.
Nah, I was scared for this
Especially
guy,
for
bro. I was
Kisor,
scared for this guy.
just because
He's got the
Would you
mean
especially
questions.
for me?
Those
So,
are mean
no, this is a
questions.
good one. You'll enjoy answering it, maybe.
Nah.
So the question is, so would you live and work in Nepal if you could earn the same money that you do in the UK?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know, cause Nepal.
Oh,
That's a
wait,
good question.
just think about what you
Mine
said
too,
before
mine too,
before
mine
you
too.
offend people, bro. Just think of what you're saying.
I think like I really enjoy living in because I took a gap year, and I went to Nepal, so I've really enjoyed like living there. Even though like it is a third world country, and then there's a lot of more like amenities in the UK, like the vibe is just different in Nepal, innit? But maybe that's because I'm going there as a tourist and not like as a citizen. So, but I think I would like it if I were to live in Nepal, but I think I'd have to pick the UK.
No, but
still,
imagine like
just
if you earn the
because-
same money in Nepal that you do here. Imagine like the benefits you could get. Like,
Especially-
you could have like
Especially on like a what's it called, on a wage that you might be on eventually when you become a graduate, and in a grad job, innit? Imagine that.
Yeah. But it was just like there's less free. I think because there's less like amenities, there's less like things to do in Nepal. Like, there's more things. There's more ways you can socialize here. You can have like a better quality of life here, I think, than in Nepal.
Mhm.
Good word.
But yeah,
That's a good word.
thank you.
No, but
thank
if
you.
you're balling, like I feel like
But-
the lifestyle
Life's
you
good.
get in Nepal is calm, fam.
Yeah, it's good, but it's still I don't know. I feel like Nepal's only there for like I'd want to retire in Nepal. I wouldn't like want to like start my career in Nepal.
Nah, that's fair enough.
I think.
That's fair enough,
Yeah.
bro. All right, guys. Thank you for listening.
Alright.
So I think today has been a very eye-opening session. I think we've talked a lot about the COVID, what has happened in the lockdown, and how that's impacted us, and going future as well, opening up. Obviously, we're excited, but cautious. But overall, I think the general consensus I'd say is it's the right thing to do now, and it's about time that we get out of lockdown, and
Yeah.
I think because we all feel overall it's safe enough to do so now. I think yeah. Thanks guys.
Can I just say can I say one thing
Go on.
Yeah.
before we end it? I just want to clarify why I wasn't there last week. Because you were chatting bare shit, yeah. It wasn't because of no girl. I was just there with the boys, and then someone got COVID there, so we had to go in isolation. It wasn't because of no girl, fam. I wish it was. But it wasn't.
Can I just clarify why my video won't be uploaded today as well? Like, why it's gonna be like a little picture of me smiling. If you guys didn't know, I'm not actually there. Because last time someone said to me, "Oh, when I opened it, I saw you smiling, and I put it away." And they said they came back to the video and they're like, "Oh, why is this guy still laughing?" I was like, so I'm just gonna clarify, I'm not there because obviously man's look trying, like, I got the England, what's it called, Mohawk or whatever for the game, obviously, so I didn't want to like put it out there like that because we lost. So let me get my hair back, and then I'll be back in the video next week. That's what I'm gonna say.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
I
Yeah,
was
alright.
also gonna say.
That's all I went.
Yeah. Go on. No, I was gonna say what, like a into the square link up on my birthday in a club. Is that what we're saying?
Hey.
Yeah. Comment down below, guys.
Well,
If you want to see that, comment down below.
Yeah.
We'll
comment
put
down
a-
below.
If you want to see a little vlog,
Yeah.
it might
We
happen.
might put a poll up. We might put a poll up in our Insta to see if you guys want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
exactly.
All right. Thanks, guys,
Alright.
for watching us again on YouTube, Spotify, and following us on Insta. Yeah. Keep up the support. We really we really love making these videos, and it's really good for us as well. Just it's just a nice thing. It's just entertaining for us. Hopefully, it's entertaining for you. But yeah, keep on sharing the love. Yeah. See ya. So yeah, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.